I open my eyes. While staring up at the ceiling, I raise my arm and let it fall to the futon. It's a bit heavy. I keep my eyes on the ceiling in a daze, not bothering to get up. My body feels dull. I'm not awake yet, and I feel like I need more rest. Even though it's morning already, I really don't feel like getting up. Why am I so tired? A lot certainly did happen yesterday, but I don't think what happened last night would make me this tired. I haven't been training for nothing. It must be because I didn't get that much sleep. I couldn't sleep really well. Well, my blood should get flowing once I start moving around. First of all, Sakura is in a worse state, and she's pushing herself even harder, so I can't be resting just because I feel a bit tired. Mustering my resolve, I get out from the futon, and I get dizzy again. It's not because of fatigue, it's because when I look toward the doorway, I remember what happened last night. I have to get dressed. Crap. If this is causing me to blush, how in the hell can I greet Sakura? Alright, I'm going. It's alright. I've simulated it many times in my head. It's nothing difficult. I've greeted her numerous times before, so it's weird to be nervous. Then, Sakura, who I thought would still be in the kitchen, is in the living room, putting breakfast on the table. Good morning, senpai. Yeah, good morning, Sakura. Well, I try to say something, but my head is blank. Good morning, Sakura. The food sure looks good. I talk stupidly. Wait, this greeting isn't any different from the earlier one, you idiot. Yes, good morning, senpai. I think Sakura's response is the same as well. She looks at me in surprise, evidently thinking the same thing. To her, I must look the same way. Thinking about it makes me relax. We were both nervous, but we were looking forward to seeing each other. This is the third time, but good morning, Sakura. I give a natural smile and greet her again. The instant she sees me relax. Yes, good morning, senpai. And so our awkward breakfast starts. Itadakimasu. Yes, itadakimasu. Even though we can do all the usual formalities, I'm still nervous. I eat restlessly. Sakura must have gotten over it, as she's eating in a good mood. Am I girl stronger in this regard? Is something wrong? Oh, do you want more miso soup? No, I'm still on my first bowl. But it's good. Yeah, it's really good. Yes, I'm confident in today's food, so I'm glad you like it. Your smile makes me choke. It's embarrassing to be blushing when Sakura is already composed, so I start eating to hide it. Phew. I put down the empty bowl, but the side dishes are still untouched. It was all I could do to finish the rice and miso soup. I don't even want to think about eating anything else. But it can't be helped. Forgive me, Sakura. I want to get away from here and give myself a chance to calm down. Senpai, did you not like the breakfast today? Strategic retreat failed. It seems I'm the only one who didn't notice that there is no escape. I hand her the bowl silently. No, seconds? I made a lot, so please eat up. I take the refilled bowl and resume breakfast. I guess it can't be helped. I'll prepare myself. I just have to deal with the fact that I'm blushing, and I won't make excuses for looking at every move Sakura makes. But still, Sakura, isn't there a problem? What do you mean by that, senpai? She looks at me in wonder. In other words, it seems that the presence of riders sitting silently next to her doesn't bother Sakura at all. Well, by problem, I take a look at Ryder. She must have realized she's out of place. You do not need to worry about me. Please go ahead and eat. Her elegance is a match for Sakura's. Were you feeling uneasy because of her, senpai? It seems so. We fought several times after all. I'm sure having a bitter enemy at the table with you is uncomfortable. That's not true. Senpai doesn't hold a grudge against you. This is troubling. I don't have a grudge against her, but she has an A+ rank in terms of people I cannot get along with. What shall I do? It seems he isn't eating much because of me. I can leave if I'm annoying him. I'm saying that's not true. You don't mind even if Ryder's here, right, senpai? I'm troubled, so... More importantly, do you want something to eat, Ryder? To be honest, I can't figure out how to deal with her. But I already know Ryder is my ally. The reason I can't calm down is not that Ryder is here. It's that... Aren't you going to eat, Ryder? Isn't it hard for you to just sit there when we're both eating? I feel bad because it feels like I'm forcing Ryder to fast. I will not eat. She's mad for some reason. Why? Servants get hungry too, don't they? Saber ate a lot, even though she didn't say much. She is different from us. I am not interested in how humans consume nutrition, and your manners do not suit me. Oh, you should have said so if you can't use chopsticks. Yeah, senpai? Hold on, I'm going to get dishes and get spoon for Ryder. Yes, then I'll make an omelet. That'll be quick, right? It's alright. This is your first time eating, right? You're going to be doing a lot of things for me, so please let me do at least this much. Sakura happily says this and comes into the kitchen. No, how about we make some soup while we're at it? We still have some consomme, right? Oh, that sounds good. We still have some tomatoes, so let's make this in a flash. Sakura starts to cook for Ryder. Ryder watches Sakura as she happily starts cooking. Breakfast is over and now it's 9 o'clock. I skipped school today. Things are getting serious, so I have no intention of going to school until the Holy Grail War ends. My only reason to go to school is to meet Tosaka. Now that the reason's gone, there's no meaning in going outside, and most of all, it's too dangerous to have Sakura go outside. Sakura's been looking healthy enough, but we don't know when she'll collapse like she did yesterday. Although she recovered thanks to Kotomine's treatment, she's walking a thin line. I don't know what Zoken intends to do, but I can't let Sakura meet him in her unstable condition. If the crest worm is activated, it'll all be over. Shinji did it using a drug, but for Zoken, the one who put the crest worm there, it should be easy to activate just by looking at her. Kotomine said it too, that Sakura won't last long, that I'm the only one who knows about this. I can't tell Sakura or Tosaka. I have to end the war before Sakura finds out what I'm doing. I don't have the power to save Sakura, but the Holy Grail, the thing that's said to grant any wish, should easily be able to save her. You're making a scary face and acting strange. We skipped school, so I think we can relax. No, we should rest after the war. We have to think about how to win now. Senpai, you still want to continue? I'm taken aback by her uneasy tone. I vaguely understood, but Sakura doesn't want to fight. She should know the Holy Grail is the best way to cure her, but she's not even considering it. Hatred of battle. Sakura is terrified of harming others. She's right, and I have no intention of contradicting her. Sakura can stay that way. I'm the one who's made her cry all this time, Therefore, it's my job to fight for her. Yeah, I'm going to continue fighting. If we could talk it out, I'd do it, but we can't be saying that. I don't think Zoken will release you, and I'm sorry, but I can't give him the Holy Grail. There are 4 more masters. I'm going to make you win and have you use the Holy Grail. I'm happy to hear you say that, but can you fight Tosaka-senpai? I'll fight her if she gets in our way. Well, I really want to entrust her with something as dangerous as the Holy Grail. I'm sure she can manage it and save you as well. Is that so? She's a magus. I don't think she will think about someone as weak as me. I can't say it's not true. Tosaka is a nice person, I already know that. But with that aside, Tosaka is a magus. Last night she said she would kill Sakura. Even though that might have been the only choice at the time, she was willing to take it. So, if the Holy Grail War turns out to be not able to save Sakura, she would surely use the Holy Grail, something far superior to Archer, to kill Sakura. You're right, but still, Tosaka won't be able to do it. She can't kill you. Eh? Why do you think so, senpai? Well, I don't have any proof, but deep down she's an amazing person. I bet the future she chooses is a happy one. One where nobody has to die, so it's fine. Tosaka will surely save you in the end. So about Tosaka-senpai, you, No, it's nothing. I'll believe in her if you say so. Yeah, then again, it would be a shame to put everything on her shoulders, and I don't want you to just hand it to her in any case. I want to be the one protecting you. I chose to lead Sakura's way, so I can't give that role to anyone else. I'm going to do my best to make Sakura happy. Senpai, I appreciate your concern, but I don't think you're in a state to fight. Saber-san's gone, and you're enemies with Tosaka-senpai now. There's no need for you to involve yourself in the Holy Grail War, so please go back to your usual life. I don't want you getting hurt because of me. Idiot, that's not your fault. I'm doing it because I want to, and it's not something I can withdraw from now. You should know that too, Sakura. I participated in this war as Saber's master. I didn't become a master because I was dragged into it. I became a master by choice. Then, I can't withdraw now. I'll fight, even if I have to do it alone. I will see this conflict to its end. This is also my atonement for Saber, who lost her life fighting for my selfish goals. Then, no matter what, you will. I won't stop. So I think we need to come up with a plan of action. Is that fine with you, Ryder? I do not mind. You are correct. What is your opinion, Sakura? Sakura agrees with silence. Good. It seems she understands. Alright, we need a plan, but before that... I glance at Ryder. I'm getting used to her presence, but I want to do something about this. What is it? It's about your eyes. Why don't you take off your blindfold when you're in the house? I know about your mystic eyes, so you don't need to hide them, right? Isn't it uncomfortable? So my beauty is being spoiled by its appearance? To be frank, yes. Your clothes may be fine, but isn't it hard to keep that blindfold on? You're beautiful, so why don't you take off that sultry thing? That is what he says, Master. I shall consider it, depending on what you say. No! Absolutely not! Huh? Wait, why is Sakura objecting so desperately? Why, doesn't it trouble you to have Ryder walking around blindfolded? Not at all. First of all, she has mystic eyes. What would you do if you're affected by them on accident? Would such a thing ever happen, Ryder? Yes, my eyes are more like evil eyes. It would be difficult to keep from targeting you even if I saved my magical energy. Whoa, are you serious? You can't control your own eyes? No, hence my title. but I cannot hope for an effect equaling yesterday. You know that my eyes are mystic eyes of petrification. This recognition weakens the effect that a surprise attack has, so you should petrify at a slower rate. I see. So my body won't suddenly go numb like yesterday? It would depend on the situation. The effect will be magnified if you let your guard down. So I just have to not let my guard down then, right? Then there's no problem. Even if I'm captivated, you're on my side, so you can dispel me right away. Yes, I will not take your life. In that regard, there is no danger. No, I said no. Riders aren't just to petrify others. You are right. Then I shall keep them sealed. Sakura lets out a huge sigh of relief. I don't really understand, but it seems Ryder's going to keep her blindfold on. I see. It bothers me, but if that's what you want, I'll have to deal with it. Yes, I do not like revealing my face. Please do not bring this up again. Where did her previous lightheartedness go? Ryder is suddenly acting cold now. She's hard to understand. I guess I just can't get along with her all that well. Let's get back on topic. About our future course of action. First of all, you're not to go out of this house, Sakura. It's too dangerous for you to meet Zoken. I'll handle it. It is a proper approach, but how will you defeat that maggot? Do you have any thoughts? I hesitate to answer if she asks me like that. There are several possibilities, but I haven't put any thought into them. That's the choice will likely determine our fate. There are many choices. Of them all, the most realistic and reliable method would be, I think I should cooperate with another master. She may not become our ally, but she may help us defeat Zoken if we tell her about the current situation. Another master? Do you mean Tosaka-senpai? No, it's not Tosaka. I know a Berserker's master. Her name's Ilya, and I know she'll listen to me if I go to her and talk. And to be honest, I can't leave her all by herself. Leaving Tosaka aside, I don't know what Zoken will do. He's the kind of guy that would implant a worm in Sakura and force her to fight. Ilya and Berserker should be many times stronger than Zoken in combat, but we're talking about that monster. I'm sure he will use any means possible precisely because he can't beat them in combat. So even those two should be careful. Berserker. You believe that mad warrior will become our ally? They may not become our ally, but they should at least overlook us for a while. And even if we can't cooperate, I want to warn them at the very least. The girl that came to this town alone. Ilya was raised as a master and crowned with the name Einspurn, so she's not a total stranger to me. I see. But senpai, do you know where this Ilya person is? Yeah, she told me once before. I remember the way. It's a big forest, so I don't think it'll go exactly as planned, but I should make it in half a day. Half a day? That means you're going to set out now? Yeah, they say to strike while the iron's hot. And if I head out now, I should be back by nightfall. I was pressed to make a decision, but this is good. Ilya helped me yesterday, so I want to thank her for that. And it might prove fatal for her if I don't tell her about Mato Zoken and that mysterious shadow. I'm going to get going. I'll come back as quickly as possible, so you rest in your room. Okay, senpai. Then please at least take Ryder with you. She can protect you from anything that might happen. Oh yeah, that's safer for me. But I can't agree to that. Sakura is also in danger. No, she's in greater danger because she can't oppose Zoken if she meets him. No, you protect Sakura, Ryder. If Zoken comes, try to avoid battle since that uses your magical energy. Instead, carry Sakura and run away. I'm sure they can't catch up to you. Ryder nods obediently, apparently thinking the same thing. See, Ryder's saying the same thing. You'll be staying home for today. But it's dangerous for you too. That forest right now is... Don't worry, I'll run away if I think it's dangerous. And Ilya isn't interested in anyone that's not a master. It's not dangerous for me since I'm not a master anymore. I pat her on the shoulder and leave the living room. Well, I'll go to the shed first and find something I can use as a weapon. Sakura sees me off as I go. A shinai bag with 2 wooden swords inside and another bag filled with light food are the only things I'm carrying. I didn't bring a map or a compass. It's a route Ilya showed me with their magic, so all I can rely on is my memory and my instinct. It's before 10, an hour on the taxi, and 4 hours on foot. I hope that's all the time it'll take. I'll ask the taxi driver to go slow and find the entrance to the forest. I'll get off the taxi when I find the entrance and continue on foot from there. I'll make it to Ilya's castle before sunset if I take the shortest route. I'll figure out what to do next once I've met Ilya. Huh? Then I hear a familiar voice behind me. It sounds practical and cold depending on how you hear it, but my name is said politely, with as much intimacy as she can show. I almost say the name, voicing my impossible wish. Wait, I must speak with you before you leave. Ryder. I turn around and accept reality. Ryder is in front of me. The girl who used to call me with that tone is no longer in this world. Fine, but what is it? I'm in a hurry, so please make it short. I only have one question. You said you will protect Sakura, but I have not heard your reasons for doing so, Emi Ashiro. Are you saying you can't trust me? Correct. I do not know you as well as Sakura does. That's a natural question. Ryder protects Sakura, not me. As a potential ally, she just wants to know my intentions. I'll only say this once, so don't ask me about this again. It's not that I'm putting undue importance on it, it's just not something to go around telling people. Look, I like Sakura. Not only that, last night I gave her my magical energy. It seems so. Sakura's magical energy was stable this morning. Sakura would have been sick again if she did not get outside provision. What of it? That's all. I like Sakura. That's the only reason I'm protecting her. It's natural for a man to protect the woman he loves, right? Then you are fighting for Sakura? Your goal is to save Sakura. You have no intention of letting her obtain the Holy Grail for your benefit? Well, I am planning to use it. I don't know what the Holy Grail is, but if it can bring Sakura happiness, I'm going to make full use of it. Bring Sakura happiness? Yeah, I've made Sakura suffer until now, so I want to compensate for that by making her happy. Ryder just stands there without saying anything. It seems she understands why I'm embarrassed to tell people about this. Alright, I've answered your question, so it's my turn. I have a request to ask of you. Okay, I shall answer it to the best of my ability. It's easy. Can you say my name with a different accent than the one you just used? I understand. Shiro is fine. Shiro is fine? No, not that. That still sounds weird. Can you make it a little more, Shiro. Ryder struggles as she practices pronouncing my name. Guess this won't work. I pushed her too hard and troubled her. She has a sharp image because of her blindfold and her black clothing, but Ryder is actually sociable. I'm just guessing, but I think Ryder is a klutz in her private life. Sorry, the way it was is fine. Shiro. So this is the correct pronunciation? Shiro? Yeah, it's perfect. I'm sorry I asked you a selfish request. Selfish? You did not like to be called with the accent I used, right? and I believe it is right for you to correct me. You're wrong. I did like the way you called me. That's right. I liked it, so I don't want anyone else saying it the same way. I know it's a stupid thing to care about, but she was the only one I wanted to hear call me like that. It's really just something selfish. It's not that you're at fault. I understand. I shall not inquire about it if you say so. Okay, then I'm going. I'm leaving Sakura to you, Ryder. I wave to Ryder and start running. I'll go to the intersection and catch a cab. Then I'll go to the suburbs and look for the forest entrance that I only saw once. And she is left alone. There is no reason for the boy to fight. The one who is no longer a master walks into danger, while she, the danger's cause, is resting. The fact depresses her even more. He has headed to the forest. Do you regret it, Sakura? The servant asks her master. The girl does not nod, but narrows her eyes and shakes her head once. I can't regret it, Ryder. There's no point now. You are correct. That was certainly a meaningless question. Yes, it's not all painful. I know it's wrong to say this, but I'm happy. I'm happy that Senpai is doing something for me. But her face is filled with agony. The mouth that says she's happy is heavy as if bound by a feeling of guilt. But that's wrong. Grandfather will show no mercy. As long as Senpai keeps fighting, there's a chance he'll die. And most of all, it's troubling for her if he stays in the war any longer. It will bring a bad fate down upon them both. That's why she wants him to simply return to his normal life. She will not last long. That being the case, she wants him to live. But at the same time, she clings to hope. For as long as he fights, she can be with him. No, it delights her that the person she loves is fighting and getting hurt for her sake. She doesn't want him to fight, but having him fight makes her happy. The two contradictory wishes compete for control within her. What a lie. It's not competing at all. With a pained murmur, she acknowledges the darkness within her. Yes, she wants him to fight. She wants him to save her. She wants him to answer her, to make up for all the things he did not. For that reason, he can get hurt. And she thinks about something she shouldn't. She clutches her chest. As if responding to her dark passions, the worm within her stirs against her nerves. It was only for an instant. She imagined him getting hurt for a mere instant, and the worm has begun to violate her once again. Wriggle, 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 wriggle. The squirming in her body makes her ears ring. It melts into her blood, causing a chill to run through her body. The feeling stimulates her, and she thinks her body is filthy and evil. The worm that melted into her blood becomes a sweet poison, heating up her body. The wave threatens to wash her consciousness away. She always thinks with her heated head that her limbs are too dirty to be called human limbs. Bitter longing easily fills her body, and she clings to the ground in a vulgar manner. Her panting does not stop, and her spine feels like mucus. It is no different from the thing entangling her nerves. The worm violates her nerves. The more she tries to deny it, her consciousness is melted away, and she feels like she is a worm herself. And in the end, an ominous feeling dominates her whole body. It's fine. I'm still alright. More importantly, Ryder, please go with Senpai. I shall obey if that is an order. But Sakura, you do not have long to live either. To use me is to shorten your remaining life. Is that fine with you? Yes, I won't last long anyway. I'm fine now, but if I lose track of what I'm doing, if I let my guard down, my memory becomes more vague by the day, and I can't feel anything in my limbs anymore. Even my sense of time is going, so that a day doesn't flow properly for me. Like today, It feels like it's been a whole week since I saw Senpai off. She says it as if it's nothing. She has accepted death. She's fighting the ugliness of clinging to hope, and she has ordered her to protect him. Understood. I shall obey my master and guard Emiya Shiro. Thank you. I'm sorry, Rider. If I'm no good anymore, then go make a contract with someone else. I don't want Senpai, but maybe it's okay if it's with you. She forces a smile. The servant in black nods and turns her back to her master. An ill wind blows. I will be using my noble phantasm. Is that permissible? Yes. Please bring Senpai back if things turn out to be dangerous. I know, but Sakura, I believe we should be on guard against that priest over the old man. Ryder speaks without looking back. That's a surprise for her. This servant does not state her opinions. She silently does as she is told. She has never shown concern for her in the way she does now. Yeah, I think so too. She murmurs as if singing. Her grief dispelled, she is now filled with a languorous elegance. But don't worry, Ryder. He can't beat me. She smiles like a girl picking flowers. A few minutes walk from the National Highway. Even though I've never seen it in person, the forest entrance looks familiar. It's white like morning mist, even during the day. The dim sunlight and fog steal the sense of time from this place. Oh, am I really going to be fine? I can't believe how reckless I'm being. I didn't get lost back then because I was watching it through Ilya, but this isn't something I can manage by memory alone. No, I can whine later. I'm desperate, so I just have to go tackle this. I put spirit in myself and as I put the bag over my shoulder. It's past noon. It takes about 4 hours to reach Ilya's castle from here, according to what I saw. All I can rely on now is my physical strength, memory, and recollection skills. I walk through the forest. The smell of sap is a bit suffocating. The unpaved path is tiring to walk on. It's been 2 hours and I think I'm following the route Ilya showed me. But it's worrying that there's no sign to confirm that I'm on track. I can keep walking all day because of my training, but mental fatigue is chipping away at my energy. If memory serves, I still have 2 hours to go. I can easily imagine what will happen if I don't end up at the castle in time. My physical limit is far, but I'll make trivial mistakes with a disturbed mind. Rehydration and monitoring your condition are your highest priorities during mountain climbing, and you have to worry about which foot you step with, and the depth of the bare rock you're scaling. Even though the forest isn't as dangerous as a mountain, this place has a different kind of danger. Losing your sense of direction, not knowing where you are. There's the danger of getting lost, and who knows what beasts you might encounter. The beasts living in this vast forest are likely to have their territories. When people stray into those territories, they're usually attacked. Walking aimlessly is like asking to be attacked, and even a straight animal trail needs to be avoided from time to time. Fortunately, snakes don't seem to exist in this forest. All I see are traces of wild dogs, and that's rare too. I bet there aren't many living things here because of the magic of Einsburn on this forest. But there are a few wild dogs, and there may be far worse things. Oh, that way is bad. I have to watch out on my way home. I go around the thicket that an animal may be lurking in, and make my way according to my memory. Discretion is the better part of valor. It's a rule of thumb to simply avoid dangerous places rather than waiting until danger confronts you and then running away. But still, this forest seems different from the one Ilya showed me. The air around me feels different. An ominous chill runs down my neck with every step. Don't go any further. Get out of this forest now. Nobody will return alive from this forest today. I feel like the swaying trees are warning me. Come to think of it, this smell is. I thought it was sap, but that's not quite right. The sweet smell is nothing like the forest. This is... probably... Hold on. I take out a wooden sword from my bag. I stop, concentrate, and strengthen it within a few minutes. Something's coming. I hear footsteps on the other side of the thicket. I hear sounds among the swaying branches. It's coming. It comes out and heads straight for me. I raise my wooden sword. Tensing my arms, I grip the sword and stand ready. That's it. Don't move. Alright, don't move. We both freeze. Well, how should I handle this situation? Hey, can you lower that? This isn't Hagen's house, you know. Tosaka lowers her guard first. Oh, sorry. I follow her example. What a strange place to run into you. I guess I'd better ask, but you're not just scouting sites for a picnic, are you? Of course not. What are you? What about you? You're not the type to take walks in the forest. What are you planning? How rude. I do take walks in this forest. Well, my business today is different. She protests. The surprising part here is that she's not denying that she's planning something. Tosaka, are you planning to fight Ilya? I get right to the point. What if I am? You're not a master anymore, so you don't have the right or duty to meddle with our battles. I don't, but I'll stop you if you're going to fight Ilya. Why? Are you planning to have Ilya join forces with Sakura? That's part of the reason, but you won't come out unwounded if you fight Ilya. One of you will end up hurt if you two fight. I don't like that. First of all, You decided to fight and to stop the battles, right? I see you haven't changed your mind. Her sharp tone gone, Tosaka shrugs in resignation. Oh, that's Tosaka's real face that she had on before that thing happened to Sakura. What? I can't change it so easily because it's something I decided on. I figured as much. Jeez. I suspected this for a while now, but I don't know why. But Tosaka gives an exaggerated sigh. You're really stupid, aren't you, Emiya-kun? And gives a smile that surprises even me. But this is good. You never learn your lesson, but that's what I expect from you. You should do your best as a clumsy person. What's with that triumphant expression? You piss me off. No. So I guess you have business with Ilya too. You really planning to talk with her? I'm angry, but Tosaka just stares at me with a smile. Damn, I don't know why, but I can never deal with Tosaka in these situations. I feel like I'll back myself further into a corner no matter what I say. Why are you quiet all of a sudden? It's not like you. Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm going to see Ilya, so don't bother me. I'll chase you away if you come following me. Huh? Oh, you know where Ilya's view lives? Yeah, crap. Me and my big mouth. Good, can you lead me there? I know the general location, but I don't have a really old map, and I can't really trust it. It's great if you know where it is. Hey now, I told you not to follow me. Oh, can you let me be when you're going to talk to Ilya's view? If I find her first, she'll be too busy to talk with you. Are you threatening me? First of all, you're going to fight her even if we go together, right? I won't. It's best if we can cooperate with her. Our priority is to kill Zoken, right? I came here to warn her. Warn her about what? Mato Zoken is planning something, so I'm going to warn her not to let her guard down. You remember what happened to Caster, right? It'll be our big disadvantage if the same thing happens to Berserker. But I was ready to fight her even though I only came to warn her. Considering us, we can't just talk. I thought it can't be helped if we ended up fighting after I warned her. I have to beat her eventually, so this is just a matter of time, right? But you seem to have expectations that I don't need to take risks, and things can end peacefully depending on your efforts. Hey, don't make a difficult expression. I'll go back without doing anything if you can persuade Ilya's view. But if you fail, we can beat her together, or I'll help so that we can both escape. How about it? It's not a bad deal, right? Deal or not, you're going to follow me anyway, right? Of course not. That's a false accusation. We just happen to be heading in the same direction. She's a devil, but she'll listen to me so long as I'm guiding her. Tosaka will go fight Ilya if I leave her be, but she'll stay quiet if I take her with me. I'm not too sure about the way either, okay? Don't complain if you get lost. You don't need to worry. You're heading exactly the way my map says. We won't get lost with your guide in my map. I sighed loudly, making sure Tosaka can hear it. Alright, I give up. Let's go to the castle together. You won't fight Ilya, right? Right, I won't interfere while you're talking with her. She's troublesome if she's your enemy, but she's reliable if she's... An earthquake? The trees shake. I hear explosions in the distance. No, this isn't an earthquake. Something like a typhoon is raging nearby. Tosaka, this is... Berserker. I guess we were a bit too late. Then Berserker's the one raging around? Yeah, we're here, so there's only one person Berserker will be fighting against. What will you do? I'm going, but will you stay? There's no time to think. I should go see what's going on. I'll go too. That's what I came here for. Then stay behind me. I'll let Archer lead the way. That way you won't get cut down the moment we get there. Tosaka starts running. Archer takes form, gives me a single glance, and takes the lead. Please be alright, Ilya. I clench the wooden sword in my hand and run after them full speed. The girl flees the castle with the black giant. It is a baffling escape. She has abandoned her castle, the place designed to offer her the best defense, to run to the forest. Danger is approaching. The girl was the first one to sense the unavoidable fact. The enemy is approaching the castle. Because she felt that the enemy is a great one, she maximized the castle's defense and woke up the giant in anticipation of the enemy. The giant of steel, Berserker. Personification of destruction, who has his sanity taken away and only obeys the girl. With her bodyguard and the castle's protection, she has nothing to fear. She tells herself this, suppressing her unease. But when the enemy drew near, her giant said, "Run." Even the one with no reason left understood that he could not beat the approaching foe. The girl started running at that instant. She knows that. She already knew that. The thing that reached the outer wall is not something they can match. The ominous shadow expands with the sun behind it, and it becomes a great shadow to easily climb over the outer wall. They will lose. With her aside, Berserker cannot beat that thing. He will lose if he fights it, and Berserker will not be her servant anymore. That is the root of her uneasiness. She ran away from the castle, not in fear of her own defeat, but in fear of losing her servant. The black giant carries her as if they make their way through the forest. The uneasiness does not go away, but assails her with increased weight. She cannot get away. The girl vaguely understands that she cannot get away from this uneasiness and fear, and the black giant stops. Oh, such wisdom. You came out because you know you cannot win. In front of them is a withered magus. Next to him is Assassin, wearing a white skull mask. Mato Zoken. She figures out right away he is the magus of Makiri that was informed of when she left her home country. Mato Zoken. So a person that's not chosen by the Holy Grail is acting like a master. The girl jumps to the ground and confronts the old man. There is no fear in her eyes. The enemy before her is not the terrifying one she sensed. The Holy Grail does not choose the masters. The Holy Grail is just a vessel. Are you poisoned by the church, saying that it has a mind and that it consecrates? The girl coldly glares at him as he laughs. The Holy Grail does not choose, just like the old man says. Masters are chosen by the Holy Grail. Servants are given form with the Holy Grail's power, and they stay in this world with the help of the masters. The rules are intentionally distorted and spread around. The girl knows that the purpose of the Holy Grail war is actually the other way around. The Holy Grail is merely something to be filled. Masters are not chosen, but prepared as part of the ritual. And servants are merely tools used to open the gate. Aren't you the one poisoned by delusion, Zouken? The Holy Grail that becomes the container has no will, but the great Holy Grail that chooses the masters does. You tried to fill the Holy Grail by summoning heroic spirits because the prototype is here, in this land. Well, I'm sure the Valkyrie blood declined because you, the person concerned, forgot about such a thing. Her voice is cold. The old man accepts her scorn with a laugh. Oh, there is no need to worry. Valkyrie's decline will end now. The matter is about to be completed. The plan was to take part in the next ritual, but I was blessed with good game pieces. My earnest desire is about to come through. I see. Then do as you wish. I'm not interested in you. I don't like having vessels besides myself, but you're going to fail anyway. I won't bother you, so why don't you go back to the pit where you belong? You do not need to tell me. The sunlight is tough on this old body of mine, so I'll return to my nest once my business is done. But I get rather uneasy when things run too smoothly like this. I shall take your body just in case. My dearest wish is virtually complete if I can seize you here. Hostility lights up in the old man. The white skull gets up, but stops in contrast to the old man's wish. It's obvious why. The white masked assassin is overawed by the giant who's protecting the girl. He has no chance to defeat such a foe. He will be cut in half with one blow if he steps in. The assassin does not move because he is sure of that fact. Your servant's a coward, just like his master. He doesn't have to fight if he's so scared of dying. Do you two value your lives so much? There's no reply. Assassin does not speak, but his master laughs in his place. Of course I value my life. My wish is immortality. His wish is for his name to remain forever. We struggle on together for our same goal. Are you mad? You desire the Holy Grail to grant you immortality? Hatred shows in the girl's eyes. His grin widens still further. It's as if he was waiting for that scornful reaction. Of course. Look at this body. It rots by the second, reeking of decay, melts my flesh and bones, and my brain deteriorates and loses its knowledge. This pain, do you understand the pain of rotting alive? That's your own fault. A human body cannot endure 100 years of life. Compensation is needed if you want to surpass that. If it's painful, you can be at ease if you die. The old body trembles. The magus shakes as if wrecked by coughing and... I thought so, Einspring. You people have had the same thought processes for 1,000 years. You are just a puppet after all. You will never know what it means to be a human. He laughs from the bottom of his heart. What did you say? Fool, listen closely, daughter of winter. For people, there is no regret greater than death. The pain of my rotten flesh becoming the nest for worms is like a pus in my brain compared to death. The sole escape from the pain is to keep myself alive. Saying you will be freed from the pain if you die is proof that you are not alive. That is why you are a mere puppet. Your hurriedly constructed body should not last for another year. Your short-lived artificial product cannot understand human passion. Right, I don't understand. You're an exception even within the humans. You can't accept your lifespan even though you've lived for that long. I can only think that you're crazy. Do you not want to die that bad? Of course not. I cannot die. I do not want to die. I have to stay in this world and live on, but I am at my limit. What I need now is a vessel that will last forever without decay. That is why. That is why you want to obtain the Holy Grail? You seek the Holy Grail because you're afraid of death? Huh. Is there anyone that does not fear death? Understand, it means little what conclusions you come to in your life. You cannot overcome the collapse of your body or the end of the world. Let this be a lesson to you. If there is a way to prolong your life, if it is within reach, humans are creatures that will obtain it, even at the cost of the world itself. Then you're saying you sacrifice everyone else so you can stay alive. Of course, I will gladly kill everyone in the world if that would grant my wish. There is no end to human greed. I am sure you will cut down all the trees in this forest if the trees are a medicine that could prolong your life, even if they may only prolong your life for one day. Killing a part of the world is another day of life. That desire shall drive you to go kill every tree in this world. You will not care if the world dies because of your action. Isn't it natural? Throughout history, humanity has expanded, grown, prospered, and nourished in this way. There is no space for chain reaction now. If humans are going to eventually die off, nobody will care even if I do not act in concert. The old man speaks happily. After looking at him in surprise, I'm utterly amazed. You lost your way to that extent. The girl speaks in a voice not her own. What? Recall where our desire for a miracle came from. Why we are particular about having human form, and why we are trying to reach an inhuman place while keeping a human form. His laugh stops. The old Magus squints, as if peering into the distant sky. Well said for a puppet. So Justine's mimicry is already imprinted in you. He distorts his face in hatred and glares at the white girl. Enough, Tom. The time for play is over. I need your body, but I do not need your mind. I, Mato Zulkin, will take the Ironspurn's holy grail. The old man's shadow creeps across the ground. With that, the pressure on the girl increases. The black giant enters battle without waiting for the girl's order. No, come back, Berserker! The girl's voice does not reach him. The black giant, accompanied by a whirlwind, mows down the pressing shadow, but sounds of wind. The wind running through the forest and shaking the trees is something I've heard before. The tremors are growing more intense. We're closing in on the source. It's probably on the other side of that thicket. The battle to decide the strongest is raging just behind those dense trees. My feet stop. A second before I burst into the open, I skid to a halt and hide myself. Berserker. Tosaka also hides behind a tree and stares at the disaster scene in the clearing. The place is literally a battlefield. There are 3 servants fighting. One is the black giant, Berserker. Another is the white skull masked killer, Assassin. And the last one is... Hey, could that be? Tosaka's voice is shaking. I can't really hear her. Even though she's right next to me, her whisper doesn't register for some reason. The 3rd servant. I'm seeing one in black armor for the first time. But, no way. She reminds me of someone I know really well. The black giant howls. An attack powerful enough to destroy a mountain swings through empty space, smashing down into the ground. Even the flying rumble does not cause her to falter. The source of the raging wind must be that black swordsman. and the black figure makes her way through Berserker's sword and the flying clods and attacks at his defenseless body. The anguish of the giants. His body of steel can nullify almost any attack, but the black swordsman cuts it like nothing. The sword stains the giant's side black, just like darkness consuming light. No, run away, Berserker. You won't be able to come back if it defeats you. You don't have to fight anymore, so hurry. Ilya sounds like he's crying. It's useless. You cannot run away after being surrounded by them. Maybe if it was 2 against 1, but even the great hero would lose here with 3 against 1. Mato Zoken laughs. The 2 masters, Ilya and Zoken, confront each other while their servants stand in front of them as shields. In front of Zoken's assassin, who must have been defeated by his Berserker. In front of Ilya is Berserker, his entire body covered in black. The ground beneath his feet has turned into a black pond. It is not soil, but a bottomless swamp sealing his movements. Not only that, but black veins are coming out of the swamp, restraining the giant's limbs. I know what that is. That has to be the Black Shadow. But for an instant, it looks like something I know. The deafening crash shocks me back to reality. The situation is hopeless. Berserker is strong. Even though the shadow has nearly engulfed him, he still stands against the swordsman. But he's at his limit. The black swordsman charges and slashes at Berserker. Even if they are equally strong, Berserker's movement is further restricted with each passing second. Then, the balance will only tip further towards the swordsman the longer they fight. The match is decided. I shall leave the rest to you, assassin. It would be dangerous for me to remain here. Capture the Einsbergen girl as soon as Berserker is consumed and return to me. His figure grows hazy. He vanishes from the forest, leaving Assassin behind. Look, that thing swallows anything it sees. All the more if it is a clump of magical energy. Make sure the girl of Einsberg does not get swallowed. His presence, along with his figure, fades away. Zoken has disappeared. The only ones remaining are Assassin and Berserker. The black swordsman, raising her sword. No, even you will die, Berserker, so run away. Ilya murmurs in an emotionless voice. What did he make of that? The giant advances with a roar. His advance is like a storm. Berserker charges, kicking away the black shadow that has swallowed him up to his knees. It is an impossible action. The mud below him isn't the only thing binding him, as the black shadow is coiled all about his body. He cannot move forward. Berserker cannot even take a step forward with his body bound by the black shadow. For that reason, he tore his body apart. He grabbed his chest and tore off the black shadow with a sound. He tore off his flesh along with the shadow, going deep enough to expose his bones. The giant bursts into motion. With the force of a whirlwind behind it, the next swing will surely destroy the black swordsman. It will be his last attack. He has ripped his body apart, and is executing this attack on the verge of his death. There is no way his attack isn't fatal. And in response, the swordsman meets it with her strong attack. No, stop. Berserker. Ilya starts to run. She dashes frantically to Berserker, as she doesn't see the shadow expanding at his feet. I can't do anything if I go out now. I have no hope of winning against either the shadow or the swordsman, but still, I have to stop Ilya. No, don't go, Ilya! I jump out from behind a tree. I grab Ilya from behind as she runs towards Berserker. The mad warriors roar, a strong wind, and an explosion that even takes away my vision. They all flow into my numb ears at once. I hold Ilya in my arms as the wind knocks me to the ground. White light fills my vision, and I can't even manage to stand up. No, standing up never even crosses my mind. My body feels hot. Something deep within me resonates with the attack. I don't understand why, but this heat is in resonance with the noble phantasm. How? My breathing has been deadened, just like my vision. I can't do anything right now. My body will not function as a human being as long as that sword is engraved in my eyes. Absurd. I'm entranced. My heart is taken away by something I only saw for an instant. That thing is an illusion far superior to the numerous other noble phantasms. There are many that are crafted more splendidly and with better skill, but the beauty of that noble phantasm is not its appearance. No, to describe this sword as beautiful would only dirty it. The sword is not beautiful, but sacred. People's conception, legends weaved only out of hope. It's not a myth, nor is it inhuman work. It is a crystal trained by heart alone, and that is why that sword will reign as the strongest fantasy. My vision returns. The sky is lit with dark red light, and it's dark like night. The light that split the forest must have been darkness itself. The fire is burning silently, but the air is still cold. Is it something that freezes oxygen instead of burning it? The darkly lit forest lowers its temperature. A swordsman is standing with the black fire in the background. With Ilya still in my arms, I glare at the pointed sword. I don't feel any hostility from the swordsman. I fear my death, and at the same time grit my teeth in vexation. It's different. She's a different person. It's not just her hostility. I don't feel any of the nobility I previously felt from her. Her helm breaks. It must have been Berserker's last attack. Her face is revealed, and although she is completely different, she's still the same. There's no reply. The now golden eyes do not reveal anything, but plainly look down at us. Ilya's voice is trembling. A sword is pointed at her, and Berserker is sinking into the shadow behind Saber. The defeat of her servant and her impending death. Any young girl would tremble in this situation. I shake off any unnecessary emotions. I hug Ilya harder and put strength into my free right arm. Now's not the time to be spaced out. I'm going to save Ilya. I'm going to save Ilya and return to my home. So I can't just cower and wait for my death. Saber swings her sword. She tries to slash at me as I stand up, and at that instant, parries 3 arrows shot from her side. I get to my feet, still holding Ilya in one arm. Don't stop! Take Ilya and run! The swords clash. Archer shot at Saber and attacked her without pause. But it doesn't do much. Even with his godlike speed, Saber easily repels his twin blades. Archer is acting strangely. Looking, I see that the black shadow is entangling around his feet. How unsightly, Archer. True heroic spirits cannot oppose the lair of the cursed world. Right now, you are no different from the apparitions in this forest. The cool voice is definitely Saber's. She easily smashes the black shadow and... sends Archer flying into the forest behind him. She struck with enough force to throw him back, in spite of his defense and the shadow holding his feet. And once again, Saber confronts us silently. Her eyes, they tell me she has resolved to kill me if I do not hand Ilya over. Ilya lets go of my arm. It seems she wants me to hand her over, and the last switch is tripped inside my head. Stay back. Tosaka's in the forest. She should be able to do something if you make it here. I push Ilya behind me and grip the wooden sword with both hands. I hold it at the ready, right in front of me. I'll drive all my power and magical energy as soon as Saber charges at me. That's all I can do now. I have nothing to say to her. I can't apologize, nor can I tell her to come back. I can't say something like that when she hasn't said anything herself. Saber is in front of me as an enemy. The only way to answer her is to fight with all my might. I take aim. I won't even try to take her life at the cost of my own. Saber taught me that such tactics are useless. An attack with the premise of your death is only effective against an opponent as strong as you. Against Saber, I can't hope for something as good as a mutual kill. Therefore, I'm only aiming at one spot. Her helmet shattered, so her head must be damaged somewhat. That's where I'm going to strike with all my might. I'll defeat my enemy and live on. Unless I get that clear image in my head, I won't even be a match against Saber. He's coming. Dodge it, dodge it, dodge it, dodge it. I don't care if I look miserable. I don't care if I have to crawl on the ground. Unless I dodge this attack, I can never protect Ilya. I'm dead. I fought Saber before, so I know this will be fatal. The lightning fast attack comes from the upper left. Slicing through my neck will be as easy as mowing rice. But my head is still attached. Saber's sword stopped just shy of my throat. What happened? She silently sheaths her sword and jumps away. Can that be her reason? The black pond expands on the ground. The shadow is about to crawl out of there. I'm sure of it. That's the thing I saw at the park the other night. An unknown thing that's just like a cluster of curse. My duty is complete. I shall leave the rest to you. I appreciate. This is an easy job. I can make up for losing against the Manchu. Saber walks over to the black mud, and she sinks into the mud, just like Berserker did. I watch her until she completely disappears. I don't care why she's still in this world or why she's my enemy now. Now that we're enemies, all we can do is fight. That is the nature of this war. But still, I think for a second that she wouldn't have been stained black like that if I had been stronger. Tosaka's voice brings me back to myself. In front of me are the approaching Black Shadow and Assassin, whose white mask is distorted with a smile. Let's run away, Ilya. I take Ilya's hand and start running. Ilya takes one sad glance at the mud that swallowed Berserker, then keeps back her tears as she starts running.